How's it going, dudes? And welcome back to Rainswept. And yeah, let's continue on and interrogate this guy. Why are you handing out coffee? Right, this is Mr. William Willis. He lives right there next door. Coffee detective? No, thank you. You can ask him any questions you may have about last night. Right, Mr. Willis. Can you tell me everything that you saw or heard during last night's events? Well, see, I'd headed off to bed at around 11 p.m., as I usually do, after a glass of whiskey. Helps me sleep, you know. Don't care. That is irrelevant. Anyway, somewhere around 12:15 a.m., I say, I was woken up by a loud bang. I ran to my bedroom window that looked straight out at their place. And what did you see? Nothing. Their kitchen lights were on, but that's about it. I went to my phone and called Officer Watts. Here straight away. Okay. The rain may have stopped, but the thunder did not. How long did it take you to get to the window? How long did it take you to get to the window once you heard the shot? About a couple of seconds, detective. Not more than 5, I'd say. I nearly fell out of my bed when I heard the shot, so you might say I was halfway there already. Did you see anyone at all on the street? Did you see any sort of activity on the street? Anything unusual? No, detective. Everything was exactly the same as always. You said you heard one gunshot. Yes, the whiskey usually knocks me out pretty good. So, if there'd been more, I didn't hear them. Do you live alone, Mr. Willis? Yes, I do. Never got married. It's, long story. One, one meant to be talked over a couple of whiskeys. Now, know what I mean. Can anyone confirm your whereabouts? No. I was just at home, you see. Am I a suspect? It's procedure, Mr. I know Mr. Willis. He's cool. He's putting... That is extremely unprofessional. We'll need to have a talk later, officer. Talk? About what? Just later, okay? Oh, Sherlock. Whatever you say, Holmes. It's actually not that funny. It's even more unprofessional. Did they have many visitors? Did Chris and Diane have many visitors, friends, etc.? No, not at all, in fact. In all this time, I only maybe saw Jack come over to fix their car. Nah, people rarely ever visit them, cause they mostly kept to themselves, see? Never made any friends here. Jack, huh? But sometimes folks don't like those kinds either. So I can't really say. Know what I mean? No, please elaborate. You won't find anyone crying over their desk here. Nobody really knew them. They never got out much. Hmm. Any other information you'd like to share after this thunder rolls by? Is there anything else you'd like to share with us, Mr. Willis? I, I don't know if this is useful, but you might have heard about Chris and Diane. They looked pretty happy when they first moved in. More recently, though, I heard Diane crying a couple of times, usually late at night. See, the whiskey knocks me out. Yeah, we already know about the whiskey. So maybe that's why I never heard all this before, but a couple of times I was up a little later. One night, about a month ago, I heard pretty bad things. There were some loud sounds, like stuff being flung around and such, see? I heard someone crying. I was thinking to myself that maybe I should call the police, but then it quieted down all of a sudden. We never received any calls of domestic violence, but people have often talked of stories of this kind. Can you remember when you heard this, Mr. Willis? Well, I was up late night writing an important letter. I think it must have been somewhere between 1st or 3rd last month. The 1st to 3rd September. Alright, anything else? No, that's all I know about this. Right. Thanks for your help, Mr. Willis. We'll be in touch if we need anything else. No problem. And, thanks for the coffee? So, Detective, you said you wanted to have a talk later. Is now a good time? Yes, officer, please don't tell witnesses they're not under suspicion, especially not in front of them. So basically, you're telling me that I don't know how to do my job, is that it? Yeah, pretty much. All I'm saying is, this case isn't all wrapped up as you'd like to believe. How can you not see what's right in front of you? It's so obvious. How can you be so unprofessional? There were 3 bullets missing. Did they not even check the gun? Mr. Willis didn't see anything outside the house after the gunshots, and there are no signs of anyone forcing entry either. That could mean they could have known the person. On top of that, considering how rough things were between the two of them, you heard what Mr. Willis said, right? That doesn't prove anything. The state of their relationship could be relevant, or it might have nothing to do with the case. We still need evidence to prove it either way. As for not spotting anyone outside the house, we can't just rely on one witness for the complete picture. He's got a point. A witness that was half asleep, I should add. Well, what about the door, huh? How was it locked from the inside? Explain that. I checked the door. It's locked. It locks itself from the inside when you pull it close. Whether you pull it from the outside or push it from inside. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying that there's no conclusive evidence yet. Well, fine then. Dig as deep as you'd like, Detective. You won't find anything new here. Manny's making himself sound really suspicious. I was perfectly capable of handling this case myself. But of course the head department had to complicate things. They wanted the job done right. In any case, Sheriff Harris will probably want to wrap up this case before the festival, so don't expect him to wait for more than a week. I have heard. I have to head to the station now, officer. Officer, escort Detective Stone to his hotel. Will do, sir. Ooh, driver sequence. We'll come. That's nice music. We'll come back in the evening to search the house. Letters, diaries, things of that sort. Alright. Alright. When can we expect the autopsy results? Day after tomorrow, according to the coroner, but I'll confirm and let you know. I'm guessing there were more than 2 shots last night. We should take another look around the kitchen to make sure. 3 bullets, but we're actually glad that you're here, you know, although the sheriff and Officer Watts would rather not admit it, even to themselves. This is like the first murder here in the last 100 years or so. We have no idea how to deal with it. I mean, it's alright. I know what you mean. I joined the force a month back, for instance. And a murder already? I'm not sure if I'm ready. I kind of knew them, you could say. I've never known anyone that's been murdered before, you know? It's kind of weird. A bit sad. I know, as an officer, I'm not supposed to feel that way and all. You'll be fine. Give it time. Thanks, Detective. Tell me about Chris and Diane. What do you know about Chris and Diane? Well, not much. It's mostly that Mr. Willis said earlier. Nothing new. Nobody knew them, really. They came in here, kept to themselves. You'd hear stories about them. Everyone thought they were some kind of weirdos. I admit, I kind of agree with this sentiment too. I feel bad about it now. It's no reason to make assumptions about people's character. And character can't be used as evidence. So I'd really like to help figure out what the real story is whatever it, whatever it may be. The sheriff said that there's a festival in town next week. What's that about? Oh, it's an annual thing. We have it every October. There's a fair on the Market Street. There's food, rides. We get a lot of tourists from nearby states around that time. It's a good source of revenue for some of our smaller businesses here. That, of course, is less important in the light of recent events. Good to hear you say that. Of course, we can't go around trying to wrap up cases based on our assumptions, whatever the situation may be. I mean, these were people's lives that ended, and it's our job to figure out what really happened. So I guess what I'm saying is, you can count on me during this investigation. Thanks. End dialogue. I'm hoping the local police will let me do the job I've been sent to do, though. I don't mean you, Detective. I know what you mean. Honestly speaking, Sheriff Harris is an... I'm not saying that word. I'm serious. He doesn't care about anything except running off home and taking it easy. This case probably ruined his plans to relax and enjoy the festival week. I hate people like that. Officer Watts, though, he's really sweet. I know he comes across as a little obnoxious, but a little? Oh my god! Well, that just happened. I saw her. She was right there. Why am I seeing her? Why am I thinking of her? Actually, you know what? I think I'll end this video here. If you did enjoy, hit that like button. And if you're new, subscribe. And don't forget the bell. With all that said, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next video.